of how the benefits
yeah.
of the vaccine are. All right, so our next top story: mother, son, others nabbed for internet fraud.
So sad.
Is it? How is it sad?
Mother, son, you're supposed to...
Others.
You know, this
Okay,
is what
and,
we
there's
talk.
others
There's
in
others.
it. Yeah, but mother, son, that's even what caught my attention.
You said sad. I'm trying to figure out what parts. The internet fraud or that they were nabbed.
Okay,
The fact that
the
I
fact
am-
that they are into crime.
But
The fact that they're into crime, that's what's sad.
Yes. That's sad because they will tell you it's poverty to let them into it. I can imagine a mom, an African mom, trying to support her son. I remember there was this story about a woman when she discovered that her son was trying to join a robbery gang. She poisoned him because she was like, you're not going to bring shame to my family. Yeah.
But then did she go to jail for that poison?
Yes.
So
she
she still committed a crime to
She
solve a
did,
crime.
but what I'm just saying in essence is you are not meant to support your child.
Exactly, but that analogy you gave is also do not take the life of your child if you're not supporting him.
Yeah, but I think that was just her own way to vent her anger. And
She
all
could have
that
just
stuff.
reported him
but
to
the son
police.
didn't die either.
Oh, he didn't die? Okay,
no,
that's
he
fine.
didn't die.
That's fine.
But
It's
she was
attempted
just...
murder then.
Yes, it was attempted murder. I think she's free now. But what I'm saying in essence is an African mom, they go all out to get, food and put on the table for their kids. And they try to raise their kids the right way. You have situations where a mom discovered that the son is going a wrong path and she said everything for this person to, turn a new leaf and nothing is happening. She will say, you know what, you're not my son. But for you to know that your son is into fraud and you go ahead to support him, then that's something.
What do you have to say about that, Faith?
That's something.
Absolutely nothing.
I really...
I think...
It's really sad. That's
it's
where
sad.
the sad part
I think
comes in.
Where the sad part really comes in for me is the fact that we have gotten to a place in our country where internet fraud has now eaten into the basic family setting, right? Where it has turned into a family business that a mother can support her son, help him launder his money and all of that. I think if the government should see this, with all due respect, the government, I think you people need to step up your game because this is a huge stain on whatever it is this administration is doing at all.
This is really not so a good one. I remember there was this man that took his son. The son just finished secondary school, that's high school, and he was like looking for who is going to train his son into cybercrime. Yahoo.
Really?
Yes. So let's move on. And this says World Elephants Day 2021. Here are some things we can do to save these gentle giants.
Cut the demand for ivory tusks. I mean, like anyone that has that should be fined or arrested.
Okay.
Because so far there's demand for ivory tusks, the elephants will be safe.
And also the burning of forests and all that. They have a way of, destroying these animals. Yes. So I think that's another angle to look into.
Touching facts about elephants is they actually have long-term memory.
They do.
They don't forget.
They don't forget. Once you show them,
people that caring to them, they don't forget. They even remember spots where former members of their family have died and sometimes shed a tear or mourn.
They are really intelligent and fluffy. I look forward to...
Fluffy, they're not cakes.
Okay, let's move on from that part.
Yes, let's move on. It is Friday, though.
All right, Nigeria to reintroduce toll plaza to selected highways.
Right. Interesting.
Oh, very interesting.
I think for this, it's really a very, I don't know, I think I would call it a good approach. If they would, this time around, be able to put in more efforts with keeping our roads in tidy condition. Because I think the initial reason this was done was to generate proper revenue for our routes and several other places. But, I mean, at some point, we're not seeing the good roads, we're not seeing any of these things. But if the government if the federal government is assuring us now that things would get back to normal, if the tolls are collected, they would actually use it to properly manage our road system, of course, then it's a good one. But otherwise, I mean, I still don't see the need for it.
Exactly, because, I mean, that is what I wanted you to say. Why? The former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, dismantled all toll gates for a reason. So why would you now come up and say you want to reopen them, right? don't give me that to generate revenue.
And they take monies. I mean, it's
but
not
a lot
free.
is generated
Exactly.
from
It's
it.
A lot
not
is
free.
generated. A lot will
A
be,
lot.
I mean, they're looking to charge between 100 naira to a between 150 naira to 500 naira, depending on the trip and how much these people make.
Yeah.
Let's not forget these people are going to be paying money in all their garages and at every,
At every
bus
toll
stops
point,
and toll
yeah,
points
all
like
of
that.
that.
What if you're moving from somewhere to like Lagos to, let's say Akure, or from Lagos to
Let's say Abuja.
Abuja, right? That's
I mean,
far.
how many states
toll do
do
you have
you
to
get?
pay?
You have to pay.
How much are you
yes.
charging? Now, these drivers will need to make profits, right? Because some of them remit funds to the owners of the buses. Do you understand? So which means ultimately transport fare would increase.
Increase because they would add
To
the
meet
toll
up,
fares.
they have to meet up. They are going to
Yes,
foil their cars. They are
yes.
going to do all,
So
and
the
then they're
masses
bringing
will
this
be at the receiving end of this at the end
again.
of the day. Again.
So I don't see.
Again.
Honestly, I don't see the need for this. I honestly do not.
And I remember the drama that happened at the toll gates at Lagos, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe they can open others, but why, the Lagos? Because even the Ikoyi and Lekki toll gate is also, they're trying to reopen as well.
Yeah.
And they
that place was
collect
turning a lot of money.
crazy amounts. I mean, during that time, they said they lost some billions of naira.
I think it was
So you
about
can
2 point
imagine.
something billion naira.
You can imagine. So, okay, and that takes us to our first break. When we return, the show continues. This is Hello Africa. Stick around.
Make no plans for movie night until you have watched our reviews and recommendations. No punches are pulled in, telling viewers what they need to dodge and what they will love. Fresh episodes updated as fast as new movie titles are released. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. Or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
Where's my dad?
I want to get you out of real life.
African party for my life.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, you've not missed much. We're still dealing with our top stories. And with me, of course, we have Fav, or Favorites, whichever one.
Favorite.
And the beautiful Nita. All right, so moving on to our next top story. Scarlett Johansson sues Disney over Black Widow's streaming release.
Thank you. I like that.
You said thank you.
Yeah, because people do take other people's work for granted. And it's one of the things,
I thought you said thank you because
No.
he was also crushing on Scarlett.
No.
He
Come
crushes on
relax.
all the... let's just
Let's go to
within
the top
ourselves.
story, please.
Okay.
Yeah, the top story.
Moving on. So, why I particularly said that about this story is because I've had to see things like this just happen locally, and people just let it slide. Yeah, but this time around, it's good and it's proper that she was able to drag them to court, and she must have put in. She happens to be the producer of the movie.
Really?
So yeah, so if I put in so much work, I want to be able to earn what I've
My
put
credits,
in. Yeah, because this is also
or
a
my
business.
royalties.
It is a business. So she took Marvel Studios and Disney to court because she specifically stated, and the Disney was the particular team that dragged this into their studios without having to get her own consent. And it's a very terrible thing because you must have spent so much to be able to put this up.
I hope she doesn't lose this lawsuit because if you look at it, the parent company of Marvel Studios is Disney.
Okay.
All right. So if our contracts with Marvel has covered that she should make this movie.
Yeah.
All right. And she's suing because actually it's Disney Studios. All the studios Marvel are using belongs to Disney.
Absolutely.
All right. So if she's now coming to sue later, there can be a clause in her contract stating that Disney still owns all these properties.
Yeah, but the point is, it wasn't supposed to be at their studios already. They shouldn't be streaming already. Do you understand? Like,
are you talking about their streaming platform? That's Disney Plus.
Okay. That's what she's actually suing them for.
That's why she's suing them for the streamings because it hasn't gotten to the point where the streaming. It's still in cinemas and all that. So the streaming is like making
a breach of contract.
Trying to boycott our own revenue from the cinema.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, and this says we're just playing. I don't want to disappear. Obi Cubana tells Kanayo or Kanayo as they meet in Lagos. I watched the video and it was really hilarious.
It is hilarious.
A lot of people have been talking about Kanayo.
It's Kanayo.
Why
they call him sacrifice.
Why exactly would you drag somebody to the point of, I mean, when you tag someone
He said, meet me 1 a.m. He actually made that statement. I was like, we just played.
Get it, bro. Let's not get serious.
No, at some point, he came out. There was a time he made the video, sometime in, I think last year or thereabout. He made a video and said people should really not see him as that kind of person.
He's a good person.
He's just
playing a role.
It was just the role
playing
he
a
had to play.
character.
But that role suited him so.
My
I
child,
mean,
that was
you have to
everything I
put
saw.
yourself
Exactly.
That was
into
all. Like,
it.
anytime
Kanayo comes up like this is there's
There's
a
going
money
to be
ritual.
a ritual. Yeah.
Like even if
and
he
when
starts
he
poor,
plays,
even if he starts poor,
you're
at
like,
some point we're like,
you're waiting for
where's the
that
sacrifice?
point where
Where's the
a friend
sacrifice?
will
Go and see
introduce
the Baba,
him.
go and see the-
Okay, I'm going to expatiate on this because Obi Cubana didn't tell the world that he's single. He always flaunts his wife. And I saw a post where this lady who is into special packages.
Define special packages.
Okay, AKA Kaya Mata.
Oh, okay, that one. That's
Yeah,
that's
the
a special
lady,
package.
she's a very popular person, and she came out to say 7 million ladies reached out to her that they want Obi Cubana, that she should do jazz.
Oh, where she now said he has a spiritual protection.
And I'm
He-
like,
oh Lord Jesus.
That's ridiculous. 7 million ladies?
How did she get that census?
Thank you.
I mean,
and I'm thinking, if you say
7
1 million,
million
I'm
people reach out
going
to
to
me,
look at your Instagram
I'm
because she
good
said
enough to be a
7
president.
million ladies.
I mean, if 7 million people
DM
do,
her.
that's.
Oh,
I don't want to say that's
no,
a bloody lie.
Exactly.
But I've
I
said
remembered
it.
when she came out to say she was supporting Thatcher and everything, and at the end of the day, it was audio money.
No, but I'm
So I
trying
think
to be
people
very.
just
Shots
do
fired.
this thing.
Bang, bang, bang.
No, don't go there. But I'm just saying, I
mean-
mean, the man is not single, so why would 7 million ladies be so stupid to go
Hello.
DM?
Have you seen the money he's flaunting?
Hello, are you?
They
No,
were
not
not spraying
7
money.
million.
oh.
If you tell me 7,000 ladies, I'll be like, it's possible.
No, you said why ladies that stupid. I'm trying to educate
We're
you.
trying
That,
to
did
educate
you
No,
see
no,
the
no,
why
money?
they are-
not that.
The
What
ladies
I'm
are
saying,
stupid.
it's not all ladies, okay? There are ladies that work so hard for their money. They don't depend on a man's money.
Even
So
those
a man's
ladies
money
that,
is just a
even
plus.
those independent
For
ladies
real,
now,
for
even those
real.
independent ladies now, they are shouting that they don't want to be independent again.
No,
Please,
you're not getting
they want to be
the point.
Yawoga.
I am actually hitting on this
I understand.
influencer
Exactly, on
that
the influencer
is
that is claiming
bringing up
false
this
details.
crazy amount, saying a social amount of ladies DM'd her. So it's like, whoa,
Maybe
her
it's a
jazz
slip
is
of
really
tongue.
working. Slip of tongue? I think it's just a way to keep herself
How
relevant
many
anyway.
followers does she have?
Ouch.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on, please. All right.
Another interesting one.
You don't want to go to war with me.
Uh-huh.
Ini Edo reacts as popular blogger accused her of dating Oba Elegushi. That's
Background.
some major cash out.
That's loud.
That's very loud.
But I mean,
Bloggers,
if you bloggers, if you have to tell a story, just don't drag people to become.
It's
But that's what they do anyway. But
But
please,
at least confirm the details.
They can destroy their
Because-
career by suing them.
no, sometimes you know when DJ Copy came out and you know she came at DMW's Sam. Do you remember? For there was a case between herself and Zlatan.
Zlatan, it was Zlatan, yeah.
And he was saying he didn't get any money for featuring in. And then Sam just came all out because, you know, you're a public figure. A lot of people listen and follow you. So they would take every single information you give out very keen. So when you come out and say, oh, he wasn't giving a dime and you sounded so sure, you were all out. And you know when you do
And then
all
Copy
that,
brought out the document
and then
I was like,
and she finally brought out and she was like, I'm suing you. Are you apologizing?
And I apologize that
Please remember that it's not everybody. Sometimes, if I had all the money, if you come at me, oh my God.
Okay, let's talk about the bloggers who are fond of writing false stories. They dragged Omotola with her husband. A popular blogger did that recently. Thank God for their kind of understanding. If not, that can actually split them.
Well,
You get saying she had affair with a prominent politician. The husband was also dating someone, and now it's Ini Edo. So who is going to be the next person?
you.
I mean, this Monday was Rita Dominic or so.
Yeah, our money was
Yes,
written down.
Rita
Exactly.
Dominic.
But
come
anyways,
on.
bloggers, please. We know
Please.
you guys are trying to sell views,
Stories
generate
and what
revenue,
have
but
you,
yeah.
traffic, drive traffic to
let's
your...
be decent.
Yes. Okay, that takes us to BB Niger update. When we return, we'll be giving you all the juicy stories in the BB house. Stick around.
Welcome back. Of course, it's Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. It's been a wonderful show. We've done our top stories, and next up, we're heading to BB Niger updates. Of course, you can join us via the link in the description. And with me on the show, of course, is
Nita, and of course, BC.
Yeah, so our first update for today. This is a military regime. Nigerians react as Pere demands respect from fellow housemates as head of house.
Dun, dun, dun.
Drum roll, no drum roll. But this is really, the regime.
It's ridiculous.
You notice the head of house.
It's just a one-week regime.
Then he has a way of like intoxicating the housemates in a way. Have you noticed?
No.
Check it.
Particularly about Pere.
It's about Pere.
Pere is the kind of person I would say would take us back to our military regime. Have you seen the power he exudes in that house?
Oh my days.
His oh my days, what? I'm bringing reality to you. I'm talking oh my days, oh what days, please.
I think
but I'm very serious. He has been all out. Did you watch the part he told White Money not to go into the kitchen?
Ban him from the kitchen.
Ban him from the kitchen.
For just a week.
Even if you had
saying
a game
it was
plan.
a strategy or whatever.
And then you see
then
the way
at 2 a.m. the housemates were hungry. They had to come out. White Money was there cooking.
It was cooking at 2 a.m. White Money was
there. Did you see the craze on Twitter? Muhammad Pere banned.
Yeah.
Banned Pere from
Twitter. No. Lai Mohammed banned Twitter and
White
VPN
from tweet eating, like from tweeting, and then people are using white VPN. Oh my God!
Oh man, it's so interesting. When I watched the whole command and the way he was actually saying this thing, I'm like, come, were you voted to be the president of the house or something? Because Peace was the head of house, Boma was the head of house, and we didn't have all this drama.
I mean,
and all of a sudden, like. Hey,
if you look at the lockdown edition, Lucy was so tough too.
There should be no disrespect. Really tough. There should be no this, and I'm like, another 1 week you will be gone, except if you keep on, with your game. Because it's just a weak regime and you already... So when another person becomes the head of house, what happens to you?
I think this is why Nigeria is where Nigeria is now. Because even ordinary citizens, small taste of power.
Do you know who I am?
Small taste of power.
You have wings.
As in, should that part have reached?
Exactly, because I'm like...
Do you know if I was in the house and I become the next head of house, the toilet this guy will wash. he will wash. But don't worry, we're with you. We all love you, Pere. Don't worry.
I don't know about loving you, but good luck with your game.
All right, and this one says Nigeria speak after heated fight between Angel Sammy. Okay. Angel and Sammy take sides on who should be blamed. So much blame game.
They're already fighting in the house.
There's so much fights now.
Personally, it was to be expected. I mean, Sammy, I said it the last time. Sammy is very feminine, unstable. Jumping from
1 minute, Pere is loving Maria. Another minute, he's saying okay. Pere to Maria, I will frustrate White Money out of the kitchen. Okay, he was telling.
Sounds familiar.
Does it make any sense?
It sounds familiar.
It makes sense because this is game plan.
When you're now evicted from the house, I'm not saying you're going to be evicted this week, but just imagine that happens and White Money has the money. Will you be able to look at him in the face?
Why not?
Guys?
Why not? Pere, of course. Not stable, but
well, guys, let me tell you something.
Let
me just make something clear. White money has his game plan, and obviously what he's doing is a game plan.
The cooking thing.
Because I mean, why would you choose to cook the entire time? No other person cooks in the house.
Yeah, but
I
his
think
cooking
that's
too
his
is
hobby.
quite,
and I'm sure it's delicious.
Delicious, yeah.
Nobody has complained.
Nobody.
No. listen.
Have you
You know,
seen anyone
you know
complain?
when they banned him, people were strolling around eating cereals, cookies, biscuits, all the nonsense, and noodles. But when they needed that
The good
swallow,
food,
that
yeah.
swallow touch, the African something.
I enjoy cooking, but I
Sorry,
mean,
say what
if
now?
this was,
I cook
enjoy
too,
cooking
but
too.
hey, it's not going to be every time.
You enjoy cooking?
Yeah, I do.
not gonna be
But
every time.
this isn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even women don't do this.
Oh yeah, please.
So this is a game plan, and you see when you're in a game like this, because Perry has seen this is it's not just the kitchen
I
that's
think he's
making
jealous
Perry,
of the cooking.
Yeah, no, Perry, no,
Because
that's not it. That's not it. Perry has seen him as a threat because every action he takes just draws fans to him, and Perry has understood this. That's why he's coming. He's just using the kitchen as the factor.
He has other things that he would like to say because, I mean, the workout session, when you're having your workout, you see this guy, this life, I can't keep myself, or you know, that kind of a thing, and he's just cruising and having fun. Okay, and this one says...
Bibi Naija star White Money. White Money.
He's already a star.
Hype's new housemate, Queen, in funny video, calls her a sweet girl.
Aww.
Sweet.
Love is in the air somewhere.
He's
White
doing
Money,
a
love.
lot. He's doing a lot. Don't worry. Just leave White Money.
I remember when he entered the house first and he made
Why
a
would
statement.
you call a girl a sweet girl if there are no intentions?
Nita, you're a sweet girl.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, talk.
Do you have intention? Okay.
Moving on.
All right, let's do this, guys. Yerin reacts to Black Bones throwing shades at him on Twitter.
Very bad. Now,
Black
the reason...
Bone, he really looks like a bone.
No. Calm down. The thing with throwing shades is, if you remember when we talked about JMK on Monday and all that. So, remember people will always come at you. It always comes back to you.
Yeah.
Now, he was already talking to Yerin about not being able to hold up fans. He didn't have good fans. Your fan base can just build. There's not much you can do. You can only build it by your actions, and he was barely how many days in the house. So let's give him an opportunity to be able to show us the star in him. And you can't just come. And you especially who has experienced stardom, you started from somewhere. You shouldn't be the one throwing shades at someone who
you know how the industry is.
But then, of course, what can we say? Of course, moving on, another story, BB Niger housemate Maria and Pere. Queen Maria quarrel over Pere. Head of house, strong disrespect warning. So,
instead of asking,
they had a good laugh because I was wondering who did that, because this guy is just telling you, hey, I'm here with my guns and everything. If you disrespect me, you go down. You know, the kind of authority.
I will say it again.
And
it's sounding familiar.
Laugh. Someone had a because truly I will laugh. I've been holding on. Maybe I've been listening to all the whole don't do this, do this in the house because I'm the head of house.
Yeah.
And when you finish, I won't be able to control. I just have to burst out because it's funny.
Yeah.
You're not the first to be, hate your hate. The last. You're not going to be the last either. Okay, and that takes us to the sport update. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Black Drum Sessions video series showcases African indigenous musicians performing live in our studios. Come take a trip around Africa through authentic and indigenous voices. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907, or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
All right, welcome back, and I'm busy going to give you the quick sports updates. And if you're just joining us and you're watching online, please join in our conversation following the link in the description. And what have you missed? Well, just the top stories, the BB Niger updates. But not to worry, I've got you covered as we run through the sports updates. All right, Chelsea wins Super Cup. Kepa goes from penalty villain to hero. Congratulations, Chelsea. Lionel Messi dreams of Champions League win at Paris Saint-Germain. That's a very interesting one. Messi to play with Neymar and Mbappe, and congratulations to Messi as well for leaving his ex. Super Eagles legend Okocha welcomes Lionel Messi to PSG. A lot of statements have been said, as Okocha said, that if he had stayed, or rather his time in football was too early, If he had stayed longer, or if he came just at the right time like Messi came, he would probably have stayed in France and not come back to Nigeria. FIFA ranking, Eagles dropped 3 places and now 32nd. I think this one has other African countries, taking the lead over Nigeria. I hope that Nigerian team, the Super Eagles, can reclaim their title and, climb up the world ranking ladder. Nigeria cricket blog to host junior camp in Lagos, Abuja. It's interesting to see the Nigerian sport industry going into other sectors of the sports industry. And yep, there we have it on the sports updates. I will be back after this short break with my colleagues to take you through our topic for the day, and the most interesting segment are Weird Facts. Stay with us.
Black Drum Sessions video series showcases African indigenous musicians performing live in our studios. Come take a trip around Africa through authentic and indigenous voices.
Glad to have you back. This is still Hello Africa. I am Nita, and of course, thank you so much, BC, for that wonderful sports updates. And yeah, congratulations to Chelsea. And of course, Fav is still here, and this time around, we're going to be diving into the hot topic. He does not like me calling him Fav, but come on. Just like you have Elizabeth, you say Lizzie, right?
No,
I don't say Lizzie. I don't say Lizzie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you have Emanuela, you say Ella.
No. Not to worry. Let's just move on.
Oh, okay.
We'll deal with this one.
Please, you just have to. Okay. All right. The topic is this. There was a time in our country, Nigeria, we experienced a message sent to the youth, and it came from the #1 citizen of Nigeria. That is the president himself, His Excellencies Muhammadu Buhari, saying Nigerian youths were lazy. He called he didn't even say some. He just said Nigerian youths are lazy. And people lashed out. Some youth, I remember there were hilarious videos that came out, people showing that I'm not lazy, I'm working hard, man. It's not the government that is sponsoring what I'm doing, my business and stuff like that. So today we're asking, because we celebrated the International Youth Day yesterday.
Yeah.
So happy Youth Day, everyone. So we're asking, Nigerian youths, are we lazy or are we facing a failed economy? What's your take on this? Feel free to share your thoughts with us. We look forward to, those wonderful comments on the description. And of course, we will do justice to responding to them accordingly. I would like to start with you because I know a lot is running through your mind. Failed economy, or the youths are indeed lazy?
Statistically speaking, Nigeria we're facing a failed economy. Let's not debate about it. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's talk about it. Our economy is bleeding. I mean, one of our stories we ran that last week on Monday was a fresh $6.7 billion loan, right? And we already have loans that we have not paid.
We said again, remember?
Again,
I was
like
let's just
again.
move on.
Exactly.
We're not going to talk more about it.
Now, we're coming into a system that, is facing a paradigm shift from the status quo, right? Take, for example, the older generation. For them, it was easier. I keep telling people, they had it easier. How? Go through high school, go through college, come out, you're getting a job, right? You're working in the sector of what you studied in school. But right now, an advantage, a blessing and a curse at the same time is we have too many options, and then we're in a failed economy that doesn't give room for people to bring out their best potentials without sacrificing either their morals or something else that I don't want to mention. All right. Now, if you're saying youths are lazy, then what about the Nigerian youths that work 3-4 jobs a week, right? Doing it in shifts, okay? Because they are youths, they use their energy to work. They're feeding their parents, they're feeding their younger ones, putting them through school and all of that. Fine, there are people that are going through cybercrime. But let's remember, I'm not giving an excuse for crime, but then when you push people to a certain level. Not every individual has the same level of tolerance.
Yes,
some people can endure longer than some other people. Some people
Absolutely.
cannot. So if you're pushing the large majority of people, and people have, and if you notice, it's not even just cybercrime. A lot of youths are going to, if you ask the average youth today, it's either the person wants to go into entertainment, maybe music, movie, modeling, whatever, something that can make a lot of money that can get them out of that, or crime. Do you understand? Okay. And sometimes even a marriage of both. All right, they do the cybercrime to fund their music career and all of that. So I think the government, like I keep saying, should do something better than just label the youth as lazy or label the economy as failed. If you're going to have your youth productive, we're not asking for much. We're not asking you to
give us the basic. Just
provide a functional platform or a functional economy and leave us to do our best. We are creative, we're passionate, we're hardworking. All we ask is an enabling environment. And that's all.
Okay. Favor.
Well,
right.
Okay, so BC happens to have said almost everything. Because this happens to be it's just like a circle. Whatever you give, that's what you get. How much are you giving to the youth sector? Because if you do not invest in them, you don't expect to get anything from them. Because our education, our lifestyle, the things you make available for them. So I particularly see Nigeria as a nation that has it makes the youths especially just go in a linear direction. A one-way kind of system. Okay. So, for example, we're doing digital marketing and lots of the entire globe is going digital.
Absolutely.
But if you go to every other sector, every other nation, or probably in the Western world, you'll find out that people invest more they bring the digital movement to every sector in their system. Just last week,
we just talked about
the health sector and how they were trying to make the COVID-19 vaccines go digital, the system to become easily accessible via
through
digital.
QR,
Yes, so using QR codes and all that. So, but in our system, we try as much as possible to remove everything that makes things easy for us. And by the time you are able to provide those very little services for the youth, they are able to learn, they are able to move with the times. But now everybody wants to be in Forex, everybody wants to be in the direction of crypto, nobody wants to do agriculture,
which the timing for Forex and crypto is like we joined in like a little bit too late.
Yes, so if things were made available for us at the right time, you would see the youths at work. I mean, I've seen lots of engineers. I graduated from a school that statistics said we had over 800 graduating students from the engineering faculty alone. I'm talking about marine engineering, electrical, mechanical, all of them, industrial. And
some of them are still unemployed.
Most of these guys probably went into several other things, not because they chose those things. It was because they wanted to be where there is money. Because people who want to do things, if I was to do engineering, would it be able to give me the kind of life I want? Would it be able to raise my family? So those things are just the very things that set the youth, the factors that really affects the youth. And I think I'm not giving any credit to the federal government for this. I think we should be able to look into it and say, this is where this is the role we want to play, instead of just pointing fingers.
Okay, I'm going to digress a bit. It's still about the youth, okay? We have these situations where it's like a joke and all that, but there was this popular, or should I say a viral post that was out there during the week, and it had to do with a guy. I think his girlfriend asked him for urgent 2K, and the guy took her to, a place to work. And it's not like, okay, she's working in a place where she will not be over-labored, because, I'm just thinking to myself, man, yeah, I know you don't want to give her the urgent 2K because you want her to, instead of me giving you fish, I'd rather teach you where to fish. But why don't you take her to a place where it's, how do I put it? Where she won't go through so much pressure, so much stress, okay? Because she was carrying all the cement, the sand, and I'm like, brother.
The man should go through so much stress.
Yes, the man is meant to sacrifice.
That is so gender unequal and so biased.
No, in terms of that kind of job,
there's nothing like
lady shouldn't do that.
No, what a man can do. What a man can do, a lady can do. If a man is an engineer, a lady can be an engineer. If a man is a pilot, a lady can be a pilot.
Absolutely,
If
but
if a man is in construction, if a man is in construction as manual labor, a lady can do that as well. I've seen ladies who are taxi drivers. I've seen ladies who are tricycle riders, and I give it to them. It's sad, but it's the reality.
But
they can
I'm just
do that.
Saying.
There's no but.
Saying what?
I mean,
no,
so you guys are supporting him.
I'm not supporting him. I'm supporting any independent lady who wants to fish for herself and fend for herself.
Okay, the point is the man was the one that introduced her into that.
And if she's not complaining and she's doing it, she's making her money. Congratulations, she's doing good.
Whoa.
I agree with you.
My
but
ladies, no. Come on.
It's not our fault. It's the situation we found ourselves in.
No. There should be other things. At least you should recommend her to work elsewhere than that kind of job. That's what I'm saying.
When you say,
because at the end of the day, when her body aches, he will now have to start working, massaging,
when the guy's body
looking
aches,
for drugs
he has to take in a lot of pain relief and all of that. Now, when you say teach
a person... He is a
When,
man.
don't say that. When you say teach a person how to fish, what you forget to understand is that statement means get your hands dirty. Put your hand inside the water and get the fish.
When you're going to get your hands dirty, at least not to that level. That's what I'm just saying.
If
it's your girlfriend, right?
Both of you, let me cut you. Both of you you're digressing. Yes, I know. I
mentioned I was going to digress, but I'm still talking about the fact that it's the Nigerian youth, okay, involved in this very story. I'm actually, okay.
It's not about the gender right now. It has nothing to do with gender. The point is we're not giving as much attention as we should be giving because the youth is like a pillar.
It's the backbone of any country.
Exactly.
Now, so if the attention is not on us, because I've seen that more attention is given to several other things in the country, and it's a very sad one. So that is why, like you said, we're not supporting cybercrime. But we should be able to point out those things we can do as youths to also help because we've seen that our leaders are not going to come down to our level. They don't want to look at us in the face and say, okay, let's give this a try.
We tried getting their attention and you know what they did? They called us terrorists.
Yes, they called. So, for example, the whole movement for the NSAS thing where all youths came together.
That was the most beautiful
It was the most massive time of
well organized.
Yes, so I saw youth
funds properly accounted for.
So by the time let me tell you the reality I saw in the NSAS movement. So youths were becoming very efficient in providing certain services, one of which is financial services, because banks were